Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. Well, as usual, there's a new anti-vegan story hitting the internet, all the news sites, about how a vegan diet is very unhealthy, extremely dangerous for children. In fact, the Daily Mail has probably the most sensationalistic headline of them all. Trendy vegan diets can wreck a child's health. Nutritionists warn that lack of nutrients can cause irreversible damage to their nervous system. Wow. So why are all the news sites picking up on this story right now? Well, it turns out there was a recent meeting of the European Society for Pediatric Gastroenterology, Hepatology, and Nutrition in Prague. And at this meeting, professors and other health experts sounded the warnings about the dangers of a vegan diet, particularly the devastation that could be caused from a vegan diet, even death. So what are these horrible things that can go wrong? Well, the first thing that caught my eye was that vegan children tend to be leaner and smaller than non-vegan kids. I can't imagine what these health experts are thinking here, that bigger means better. Don't they know that in their own country, Great Britain, childhood obesity is on the rise? Amongst 10 to 11-year-olds, nearly 20% are obese and over 14% are overweight. That means over 1 out of 3 children in Great Britain ages 10 to 11 are overweight or obese. A vegan diet would clearly help in this situation. Of course, vegan leanness is not all they're worried about. They're worried about all the stuff that you see in all these dumb articles that come out bashing vegan diets for being dangerous. You know, the hit parade like B12, iron, calcium, and zinc. They even go as far to say, if you wish to have your child pursue a vegan diet, you must seek out and strictly follow the medical advice of experts. Well, to me, that just begs the question, whose medical and dietary advice should we follow? Just any old doctor that we might happen to have? Well, that might not get you the best medical and nutrition information because, as we know, most doctors get around 0 to 4 hours total of nutrition education in their medical education. So they're probably not going to understand anything about vegans and say vitamin D and calcium and iron. They're probably just going to think you're hopelessly deficient if you're vegan. Well, anyway, let's get back to this article here. Let's take them at their word that we should seek out the advice, the medical and nutritional advice of doctors and experts. Well, let's look at the world's largest association of nutrition professionals, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, with over 100,000 credentialed professionals. And it's their official position, as I've shown many times on this show, that appropriately planned vegan diets are safe and healthful and nutritionally adequate for people in all stages of life. Yet these European pediatric experts are sounding the warnings about the devastating health effects of vegan diets, even potential death, because it's so hard, so difficult to get nutrients from a vegan diet. You just have to be like a rocket scientist to figure this stuff out. Well, Alicia Silverstone strangely just came out with an article describing how it's a no-brainer for her to plan a healthy vegan diet for her children. Again, remember, these European pediatric experts are saying if your child's vegan, you as a parent must seek out and strictly follow the medical and dietary advice of some kinds of experts. Well, they don't say anyone else needs to do this. Like, say you're taking your kid to McDonald's, you're having like a standard American diet, a standard British diet, just eating junk fast food, because most parents don't have time to cook and make great healthy meals. Let's be real. That's totally fine. No one's going to say, hey, you need to follow strict dietary advice if you're eating at McDonald's all the time. Well, I thought I'd do a little test here. I went to Cronometer so I could compare two kinds of meals. I wanted to shoot out a McDonald's meal against a vegan meal and see how the nutrients stack up for the vegan meal. Well, for McDonald's, I created a meal that had a child-sized French fries and a hamburger, roughly 360 calories. And for the vegan meal, punched in 3 bananas and 140 grams of spinach. So a green smoothie there, approximately 350 calories. Let's see how the vegan meal stacks up. All right, protein. McDonald's, 13.6 grams of protein. The vegan meal should have absolutely none, right? Because there's no protein in plants. Not too shabby, nearly 9 grams. Let's get to iron. The vegan meal has nearly twice as much iron. I thought iron was hard to get, right? How about calcium? Vegan meal has substantially more calcium than the McDonald's meal. How about vitamin A? It's not even close here. Over 16,000 IUs compared to 55. Riboflavin, over double for the vegan meal. And vitamin D, 1% RDA in the meat-based meal and 0 in the vegan meal. But that's to be expected because vitamin D comes from sunlight, not from food. And let's compare a few items that these pediatric experts conveniently did not mention. Let's look at saturated fat content. 4 grams in the McDonald's meal compared to half a gram. 26 milligrams of cholesterol compared to 0 in the vegan meal. And it's not even close when it comes to potassium. And yes, most people are potassium deficient, so this is huge. To be perfectly clear, I'm not saying if you're vegan you should have only bananas and spinach in your diet. Far, far from it. I just use that meal as an example to show how you could easily construct a meal that trounces McDonald's on all these trouble vegan nutrients. And funny, just today I was looking on my Instagram and Beyond Burgers, Beyond Meat put up this image here comparing how their burger is way better for you on all counts than a regular hamburger. It has more protein, it has more iron, and way less of the bad stuff like saturated fat, no cholesterol, and even goes beyond that. Hormone-free, antibiotic-free. Yes, these European nutrition health experts don't even take those items into consideration. You're eating meat, you're getting hormones, you're getting antibiotics. Is that good for children? Speaking about harmful, toxic stuff that shouldn't be in your food, let's just quickly talk about seafood because most people think seafood is so healthy, yet it's one of the most polluted foods out there. A recent study put out by the Scripps Institute of Oceanography found that pollutants were found in fish across the world's seas. In fact, on average, the fish you're eating now has 50% more pollutants than what your parents were eating in their day. These European pediatric health experts did also warn about B12 and vegans. And, I've read a lot on this. My B12 has been tested every 18 months and is always strong, but I followed Dr. Greger's advice, and he said it's good for all us vegans just to take a B12 supplement, just to be safe. It's cheap, non-toxic, you can't overdose on it or anything, so that's what I recommend. If that's the only thing, the worst thing you have to do as a vegan to eat healthy and avoid eating cholesterol and saturated fat and hormones and antibiotics, that's the only thing you got to do to be happy, healthy, and vegan is take a B12 sup, go for it. So anyway, this is yet another example, as I've been showing all year, in fact, all the whole time we've been here on YouTube, how a story gets picked up by the media and sensationalized and, making people feel good about their bad habits. Vegan diets will kill my children. I will never let them do that. Just keep eating meat. I'm going to keep taking them to McDonald's. Well, I showed how this story just basically holds no water. The world's largest association of diet professionals disagrees with their position, and I showed how a simple meal of bananas and spinach will kick butt over McDonald's fries and burgers. Anyway, comment down below. What do you think about this story? What do you think about my food experiment there, my comparison from Cronometer? Let me know if you have any thoughts about that. And also hit like if you got some out of this video. Hit like if you like me doing these expose videos showing how these stories you see in the news just are bogus. I wouldn't call them fake news even. They just suck. Anyway, hit like if you got something out of that. And subscribe if you're new for more from me and Angie here at Happy Healthy Vegan. So until next time, grab some bananas and spinach and keep it carved, baby. Keep it carved.
Spinning till I'm dizzy, falling to the ground. You got me spinning circles, round and round again. Spinning till I'm dizzy.